The people are both the masters of both the Congress and the courts. Not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who would pervert it. Where the people fear the government, you have tyranny. And where the government fears the people, you have liberty. Hello, viewers. My name's Daniel Hapney, and this is The Real Story. I'm here for you. Yes, to give you some news that you don't get anywhere else, to give you hopefully some truth. And I always recommend follow the money. If you follow the money, many times you find the truth. Find the players who are behind the puppets you see. You've got puppets in Washington, you've got puppets all over the globe, a lot of puppets at the UN. And who's pulling their strings? Who's the marionette player or whatever? So what we have for you tonight. I always like to do some new quotes. Hey, a title for the show. Consider this one. Does Hussein work for the banksters? That's right, your president, President Hussein. Don't ever forget him. He's your new guy because hope and change. It's kind of good. Hey, let's write with that. President Hussein, what's the first thing he's going to do when he gets into office?
I will promise you this, that if we have not gotten our troops out by the time I am president, it is the first thing I will do. I will get our troops home. We will bring an end to this war. You can take that to the bank.
Yep, you can take that to the bank. Well, it turns out he didn't take that to the bank. What did he take to the bank? He took to the bank something like in the order of $23 trillion. Don't forget the banker bailout. That was bipartisan, huh? Yeah, so you think the district of criminals might have some people in there making shady deals on the side? Makes me think of Barney Francus, but that's just me. So, some quotes. Here's some good quotes. This is Winston Churchill. And I like this because, you know, when you think about fighting tyranny, when you think about saving this, the Republic, the United States of America, from criminals who may have gotten in our government, think about these words from Winston Churchill. If you will not fight for right when you can easily win without bloodshed, if you will not fight when your victory is sure and not too costly, you may come to a moment when you will have to fight, with all the odds against you and only a precarious chance of survival. There may even be a worse case. You may have to fight when there is no hope of victory, because it is better to perish than to live as slaves. Think about that American spirit. That was American spirit, that we'd rather die on our legs than live on our knees. So as you get this police state being created in this country because of false flag events by globalist banksters, like 9/11, and when they sell you things like global warming that you find out is a hoax, like the swine flu hoax, when you're tired of being lied to, maybe you too will fight. I recommend you fight while it's easy. Winston Churchill was right. But no matter what, we will win. So anyway, here's some fun news. When I say fun news, it's news of the week. Hey, it's going to date the show. Okay, you'll love this one. This is just classic. Now, we have a defense secretary, Robert Gates. Remember that was Bush's defense secretary. Oh, that's right, Hope. You were hoping for a change? Good luck to you, you Husseinoids. What do you call people who are Hussein Obama supporters? Husseinoids? So, Husseinoids, here's your defense secretary speaking. U.S. Defense Secretary Robert Gates calls European anti-war stance a danger to peace. It's just, you can't make it up. It is pretty funny. The word Orwellian does come to mind, doesn't it? It's just, this kills me. Yes, yeah. So if you're against war, you're keeping away peace. Okay, here's one. Remember the banker bailout? Remember, we have to save the banker. We're going to pay up. They've now allocated more funds than all of the debt in the United States. And yeah, the banks are getting record bonuses. Their bonuses exceed their profits. But you wanted change and hope, right? Who put Geithner in? Yeah, Paulson. Once again, these people from Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan and stuff, they were the same people in the Bush administration. Yeah, nice smooth transition, huh? So anyway, U.S. new home sales plunged by 11% in January. Yeah, the lowest level on record. Weren't we just assured by mainstream media that the housing market had turned around? How about this? Maybe we got to go back in your memory, right? You have one. Green shoots. Yeah, the economy's getting better. Green shoots. Yeah. Oh, I got one I got to show you in a minute. We're going to show you unemployment by county. This is just great. But anyway, here's another one. Red light cameras are being adjusted to shorten the yellow light phase to catch more drivers in the red phase and increase revenues from fines. In California, Schwarzenegger, that's right, the guy who wears Nazi belt buckles, whose father and his other father were both colonels in the SS, has proposed 500 new cameras to increase revenue by $338 million. Oh, these red light cameras, it's about what, making money? Is it? Could it be? Gee, million a year. By the way, shorter time for yellow is causing more accidents. But don't worry, the government is here to protect you, right? That's why when you look at the EPA, they don't say that you can use fluoride, do they? They haven't authorized that. We'll get into fluoride in a second. For all you Sharon viewers, because you love your fluoride. Yeah, they gave it to the people in the concentration camps. I guess they were worried about their teeth, but that's a whole other reason. Once again, red light cameras, shorting the yellow period. It's for your safety, but it also happens to generate like $350 million a year. Arnold Nazi Schwarzenegger, yeah. U.S. Gallup poll shows nearly 20% of workers are unemployed or underemployed. That's more than twice the number reported by the government, because the government stops counting you if your unemployment benefits run out. So here, take a look at this. This is a map of the United States by county from January of 2007 to December of 2009. And as it gets darker, the unemployment numbers are rising. The real dark stuff over 10%. Now that's just by government numbers. Check out what these banksters are doing to you. Can't you just wait for your cap and trade? It gets better. This is what they've done to your economy. Remember, they took down the German economy. That way they got Hitler voted in. He was voted in, by the way. So only a little more news. We'll give you a picture. This is on Australia. The EPA announces, that's the Australian environmental folks, announces fluoride from local aluminum smelter is poisoning kangaroos. Just the same as it's done cattle over here. There's the picture. Don't believe me. Do your own due diligence. Follow the money. These are all words you should remember. This one makes me think of Barney Frank, 81% of the population believes congressmen are more interested in helping themselves than those they represent. Barney, that's the way I think. You scum. 10% are not sure. 9% believe they care about the voters. Does that prove that 19% of the people are not too bright? Anyway, it's interesting. Here we go. For you cap and trade lovers. A couple things. First off, I want you to say, cap and trade promoters are pushing ahead as fast as possible to outrun the rising public anger over the fraudulent science used to build their case. Now, once again, there was ClimateGate. Look it up. There was GlacialGate, where it turns out nobody even did any science, but all the glaciers are going to be gone by 2035. Then there was the sea level risings. So here's a picture. They had to retract all that stuff, but here's just the sea level one. Oh my gosh, we were lying. They show a little island with lots of water. They're going underwater. Well, for you nautical people, especially in Britain and stuff, where you've had navies for hundreds of years, they measure the water every day, the sea level. And they've got the averages over hundreds of years. And guess what? The water's not rising. It's actually receding. Oh my gosh. You notice how all the global warming people switched to climate change? Just because Al Gore started a carbon credit exchange with Goldman Sachs and Bernie Madoff and Ken Lay, by the way, who funded this President Hussein? Here's your President Hussein telling you, hey, the science can't be refuted. Check it out.
Let me begin by thanking the bipartisan group of U.S. governors who convened this meeting. Few challenges facing America and the world are more urgent than combating climate change. The science is beyond dispute, and the facts are clear. Sea levels are rising. Coastlines are shrinking. We've seen record drought, spreading famine, and storms that are growing stronger with each passing hurricane season.
So he told you, boy, he's more worried about global warming than the American economy with cap and trade. You remember the thing about unemployment. But what's important is, remember the first thing President Hussein was going to do if he got elected? Once again,
I will promise you this, that if we have not gotten our troops out by the time I am president, it is the first thing I will do. I will get our troops home. We will bring an end to this war. You can take that to the bank.
He's your hope. He's your change. Are these globalist bankers really running our country? You wonder, don't you? But it gets interesting because now, since they can't pass cap and trade, he's going to have the head of the EPA make carbon dioxide, what? A contaminant, a dangerous thing. Now, the funny thing about that is, she even admits, take a look at the picture, it's come out in the news, we've had 15 years of cooling. They don't care because Climate change is what they're selling you. They sold it to the children in Sharon in our school systems based on fraudulent science. I'm mad about that because our science departments didn't do their homework.